Hello, and welcome back to Shine Bright. Let's start off with stretching. We're going to reach up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to touch our toes for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And our last 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to roll back up. Yes, that was a good stretch, boys and girls. And we're going to twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And we've gotten all the kinks out. And I'd like to welcome you back to Shine Bright. Shine bright, my bright light, shine bright. My bright light, shine bright. My bright light, shine bright. My bright light. Hope all our lights are shining bright. And I'd like to start off by celebrating all my lightning bugs and fireflies who have been letting their light shine ever so bright. To all my lightning bugs and fireflies who have been obedient and been listening to their mommy and daddy, keeping their rooms clean, doing their homework, I celebrate you for letting your light shine bright. Yes. What a way to let your light shine bright. Yes, I celebrate you today. And hello, my lightning bugs, and hello, my fireflies. And we are getting closer and closer to Halloween. I know everyone is so excited. I hope you have your costumes and you remember to wear your mask. And remember to let your mom and daddy check all your candy and make sure it's safe to eat. So you have to let an adult check your candy before you eat it. Preferably your mother or father, maybe your big brother or big sister. And I'm going to share my pumpkin with you again. Hope you like the face I drew on my little pumpkin. Hope everyone is doing well today. I'm doing wonderfully superb. And today is more story time with more of the original Mother Goose, based on the 1916 classic with pictures by Blanche Fisher Wright. Remember, boys and girls, I told you that this book is full of nursery rhymes, and there was no way we'd be able to read this all in one sitting. So I said we're going to read a little bit each time we meet until we finish the book. So we're going to pick up where we left off. And we have a picture of Goosey Goosey Gander. And that is our first nursery rhyme of today. Goosey Goosey Gander. Goosey Goosey Gander, whither dost thou wander? Upstairs and downstairs and in my lady's chamber? There I met an old man who wouldn't say his prayers. I took him by the left leg and threw him down the stairs. Our next nursery rhyme, boys and girls, you may have heard of before. It's called Old Mother Hubbard. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to give her poor dog a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none. She went to the baker's to buy him some bread. When she came back, the dog was dead. She went to the undertaker's to buy him a coffin, but when she got back, the dog was laughing. She took a clean dish to get him some tripe. When she came back, he was smoking a pipe. She went to the alehouse to get him some beer. When she came back, the dog sat in a chair. She went to the tavern for white wine and red. When she came back, the dog stood on his head. She went to the hatter's to buy him a hat. When she came back, he was feeding the cat. She went to the barber's to buy him a wig. When she came back, he was dancing a jig. She went to the fruiter's to buy him some fruit. When she came back, he was playing the flute. She went to the tailor's to buy him a coat. When she came back, he was riding a goat. She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes. When she came back, he was reading the news. And let's look at the picture. And if you haven't noticed by now, boys and girls, these are called nursery rhymes because a lot of the words rhyme. Like Hubbard rhymes with cupboard. Prayers rhyme with stairs. Okay, we have turned the page. Oh, wow. We turned the page, and I think there's more of Old Mother Hubbard on the next page. She went to the Sempter's to buy him some linen. When she came back, the dog was a-spinning. She went to the hoser's to buy him some hose. When she got back, he was dressed in his clothes. The dame made a curtsy. The dog made a bow. The dame said, "Your servant." The dog said, "Pow wow." And our next nursery rhyme is called The Cock and the Hen. Cock, cock, cock. I've laid an egg, and I too gang barefoot. Hen, 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 hen. I've been up and down to every shop in town and cannot find a shoe to fit your foot. If I'd crow my heart out. Our next nursery rhyme is called Bluebell Boy. I had a little boy and called him Bluebell, gave him a little work. He did it very well. I bade him go upstairs to bring me a gold pin, and coal scuttle fell he up to his little chin. He went to the garden to pick a little sage. He tumbled on his nose and fell into a rage. He went to the cellar to draw a little beer and quickly did return to say there was none there. Our next nursery rhyme, boys and girls, is called Why May Not I Love Johnny? Johnny shall have a new bonnet, and Johnny shall go to the fair, and Johnny shall have a blue ribbon to tie up his bony brown hair. And why may not I love Johnny? And why may not Johnny love me? And why may not I love Johnny as well as another body? And here's a leg for a stocking, and here's a foot for a shoe. And he has a kiss for his daddy, and two for his mommy I throw. His mammy I trow. And why may not I love Johnny? And why may not Johnny love me? And why may not I love Johnny as well as another body? Our next nursery rhyme is called Jack Jelf. Little Jack Jelf was put on the shelf because he could not spell pie. When his aunt, Mrs. Grace, saw his sorrowful face, she could not help saying, "Oh, fie!" And since Master Jelf was put on the shelf because he could not spell pie, let him stand there so grim, and no more about him, for I wish him a very good bye. Let's look at our pictures here. Okay, and next we are turning the page, and we have a picture here called Jack Sprat by Blanche Fisher Wright. Okay, our next nursery rhyme is called Jack Sprat. Jack Sprat. Jack Sprat could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean. And so, betwixt them both, they licked the platter clean. Our next nursery rhyme, boys and girls, is called Hush-a-bye. Hush-a-bye, baby, daddy is near. Mama is a lady, and that's very clear. Next we have daffodils. Daffy Down Dilly has come to town in a yellow petticoat and a green gown. Our next nursery rhyme is called The Girl in the Lane. The girl in the lane that couldn't speak plain cried gobble, gobble, gobble. The man on the hill that couldn't stand still went hobble, hobble, hobble. Next we have Hush-a-bye. Hush-a-bye, baby, lie still with thy daddy. Thy mammy has gone to the mill to get some meal to bake a cake. So pray, my dear baby, lie still. And here we have some pictures. Okay, as we turn the page to our next nursery rhyme, which is called Nancy Dawson. Nancy Dawson was so fine, she wouldn't get up to serve the swine. She lies in bed till 8 or 9. So it's, oh, poor Nancy Dawson. And so ye can Nancy Dawson, honey, the wife who sells the barley honey. She won't get up to feed her swine. And do ye ken Nancy Dawson, honey? Next we have Harry the Great. So vast is the prowess of Harry the Great. He'll pluck a hair from the pale-faced moon, or a lion familiarly take by the tooth, and lead him about as you lead a baboon. All princes and potentates under the sun, through fear into corners and holes away run, while nor dangers nor dread his swift progress retards. For he deals about kingdoms as we do our cards. Next we have the alphabet. A, B, C, and D. Pray, playmates agree. E, F, and G. Well, so it shall be. J, K, and L. In peace we will dwell. M, N, and O. To play, let us go. P, Q, R, and S. Love may we possess. W, X, and Y. Will not quarrel or die. Z and ampersand. Go to school at command. And our pictures. Okay. And as we turn the page, our next nursery rhyme is called Dance to Your Daddy. Dance to your daddy, my bonny laddie. Dance to your daddy, my bonny lamb. You shall get a fishy on a little dishy. You shall get a fishy when the boat comes home. Next we have one misty, moisty morning. One misty, moisty morning when cloudy was the weather. I changed to meet an old man, clothed all in leather. He began to compliment, and I began to grin. How do you do? And how do you do? And how do you do again? Next we have Robin Hood and Little John. Robin Hood is in the mickle wood. Little John, he to the town is gone. Robin Hood, telling his beads, all in the greenwood among the green weeds. Little John, if he comes no more, Robin Hood, we shall fret full sore. Our next nursery rhyme is called Rain. Rain, rain, go to Spain and never come back again. And on the next page, we have a picture of Robin Hood. And let me show you the pictures. And we're turning the page, and our next nursery rhyme is called The Old Woman from France. There came an old woman from France who taught grown-up children to dance, but they were so stiff, she sent them home in a sniff. This sprightly old woman from France. Next we have Teeth and Gums. 30 white horses upon a red hill. Now they tramp, now they champ, now they stand still. Our next nursery rhyme is called The Robins. A robin and a robin's son once went to town to buy a bun. They couldn't decide on plum or plain, and so they went back home again. Our next nursery rhyme is called The Old Man. There was an old man in a velvet coat. He kissed a maid and gave her a groat. The groat it was cracked and would not go. Ah, old man, do you serve me so? Next we have Tother, Little Tune. I won't be my father's Jack. I won't be my father's Jill. I will be the fiddler's wife and have music when I will. Tother, little tune, t'other little tune. T'other little tune, t'other little tune. Prithee, love, play me, t'other little tune. Next we have My Kitten. Hey, my kitten, and hey, my kitten, my dearie. Such a sweet pet as this was neither far nor neary. Our next nursery rhyme is called If All the Seas Were One Sea. If all the seas were one sea, what a great sea that would be. And if all the trees were one tree, what a great tree that would be. And if all the axes were one axe, what a great axe that would be. And if all the men were one man, what a great man he would be. And if the great man took the great axe and cut down the great tree and let it fall into the great sea, what a splish splash that would be. And the pictures. Okay. I hope you boys and girls are enjoying our nursery rhymes from the original Mother Goose thus far. I hope you're enjoying. As we turn the page, I see another picture by Blanche Fisher Wright, and it's titled, Here Sits the Lord Mayor. Our next nursery rhyme is called Pancake Day. Great A, little a, this is Pancake Day. Toss the ball high, throw the ball low. Those that come after may sing, hi-ho. A plum pudding, flour of England, fruit of Spain, meet together in a shower of rain, put in a bag tied round with a string. If you'll tell me this riddle, I'll give you a ring. Next we have forehead, eyes, cheeks, nose, mouth, and chin. Here sits the Lord Mayor. Here sit his two men. Here sits the cock. Here sits the hen. Here sits the little chickens. Here they run in. Chin chopper, chin chopper, chin chopper, chin. Our next nursery rhyme is called Two Pigeons. I had two pigeons bright and gay. They flew from me the other day. What was the reason they did go? I cannot tell, for I do not know. And our pictures. And from this nursery rhyme called Forehead, Eyes, Cheeks, Nose, Mouth, and Chin, here sits the Lord Mayor. This is the picture. Okay. And as we turn the page, our next nursery rhyme is called A Sure Test. If you are to be a gentleman, as I suppose you'll be, you'll neither laugh nor smile for a tickling of the knee. Next we have lock and key. I am a gold lock, I am a gold key. I am a silver lock, I am a silver key. I am a brass lock, I am a brass key. I am a lead lock, I am a lead key. I am a don lock, I am a donkey. Next we have the lion and the unicorn. The lion and the unicorn were fighting for the crown. The lion beat the unicorn all around the town. Some gave them white bread and some gave them brown. Some gave them plum cake and sent them out of town. Next we have the merchants of London. Hey diddle dinkety potty pet, poppity pet. The merchants of London, they wear scarlet, silk in the collar and gold in the hem. So merrily march the merchant men. Our next nursery rhyme is called I Had a Little Husband. I had a little husband, no bigger than my thumb. I put him in a pint pot, and there I bid him drum. I bought a little handkerchief to wipe his little nose, and a pair of little garters to tie his little hose. Next we have to Babylon. How many miles is it to Babylon? 60 miles and 10. Can I get there by candlelight? Yes, and back again. If your heels are nimble and light, you may get there by candlelight. Next we have I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story about Jack and Nori. And now my story's begun. I'll tell you another about his brother. And now my story is done. Next nursery rhyme is a strange old woman. There was an old woman, and what do you think? She lived upon nothing but victuals and drink. Victuals and drink were the chief of her diet, and yet this old woman could never be quiet. And pictures. And our next nursery rhyme, boys and girls, is called Sleep Baby Sleep. Sleep baby sleep, our cottage vale is deep. The little lamb is on the green, with woolly fleece so soft and clean. Sleep baby sleep, sleep baby sleep, down where the woodbines creep. Be always like the lamb so mild, a kind and sweet and gentle child. Sleep, baby, sleep. Next we have cry, baby. Cry, baby, cry. Put your finger in your eye and tell your mother it wasn't I. Next we have Ba, ba, black sheep. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, Mary, have I, 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for my dame, but none for the little boy who cries in the lane. Next we have little Fred. When little Fred went to bed, he always said his prayers. He kissed his mama and then papa and straightway went upstairs. And our pictures. And as we turn the page, our next nursery rhyme is The Cat and the Fiddle. I believe you've heard of this one before, boys and girls. The cat and the fiddle. Hey, diddle, diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. I really like that one. Let's read that one again. The cat and the fiddle. Hey, diddle, diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Our next nursery rhyme is titled Dr. Fell. I do not like thee, Dr. Fell. The reason why I cannot tell. But this I know, and know full well. I do not like thee, Dr. Fell. Next we have a counting out rhyme. Hickory dickory 6 and 7. Allabone, crackabone 10 and 11. Spin spun, muscadine, twiddle twaddle 21. Our next nursery rhyme is titled Jack and His Fiddle. Jackie, come and give me thy fiddle, if ever thou mean to thrive. Nay, I'll not give my fiddle to any man alive. If I should give my fiddle, they'll think that I've gone mad. For many a joyous day my fiddle and I have had. Our next nursery rhyme is called Buttons. Buttons a farthing, a pair. Come who will buy them of me. They're round and sound and pretty and fit for girls of the city. Come who will buy them of me. Buttons a farthing, a pair. Next we have hot boiled beans. Ladies and gentlemen, come to supper. Hot boiled beans and very good butter. And pictures. Okay, as we turn the page, our next nursery rhyme is called Little Pussy. I like Little Pussy, her coat is so warm, and if I don't hurt her, she'll do me no harm. So I'll not pull her tail, nor drive her away, but Pussy and I very gently will play. This is referring to her pussycat. Next we have Sing a Song of Sixpence. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Was not that a dainty dish to set before the king? The king was in his counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlor, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes, when down came a blackbird and snapped off her nose. And on the next page is a picture of Sing a Song of Sixpence by Blanche Fisher Wright. And pictures. Okay. As we turn the page, our next nursery rhyme is called Tommy Tittlemouse. Little Tommy Tittlemouse lived in a little house. He caught fishes and other men's ditches. Next we have the Derby Ram. As I was going to Derby all on a market day, I met the finest ram, sir, that ever was fed upon hay. Upon hay, upon hay, upon hay. I met the finest ram, sir, that ever was fed upon hay. This ram was fat behind, sir. This ram was fat before. This ram was 10 yards round, sir. Indeed, he was no more. No more, no more, no more. This ram was 10 yards round. Sir, indeed, he was no more. The horns that grew on his head, sir, they were so wondrous high. As I've been plainly told, sir, they reached up to the sky. The sky, the sky, the sky. As I've been plainly told, sir, they reached up to the sky. The tail that grew from his back, sir, was 6 yards and an ell, and it was sent to Derby to toll the market bell. The bell, the bell, the bell, and it was sent to Derby to toll the market bell. Our next nursery rhyme is called The Hobby Horse. I had a little hobby horse, and it was dapple gray. Its head was made of pea straw. Its tail was made of hay. I sold it to an old woman for a copper groat, and I'll not sing my song again without another coat. This next nursery rhyme, boys and girls, you may have heard of before. It's called the Mulberry Bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. This is the way we wash our hands, wash our hands, wash our hands. This is the way we wash our hands on a cold and frosty morning. This is the way we wash our clothes, wash our clothes, wash our clothes. This is the way we wash our clothes on a cold and frosty morning. This is the way we go to school, go to school, go to school. This is the way we go to school on a cold and frosty morning. This is the way we come out of school, come out of school, come out of school. This is the way we come out of school on a cold and frosty morning. I like that, and I hope you liked it too. Next nursery rhyme is called Young Lambs to Sell. If I'd as much money as I could tell, I never would cry young lambs to sell. Young lambs to sell, young lambs to sell. I never would cry young lambs to sell. And let's look at the pictures. And as we turn the page, our next nursery rhyme is called Boy and the Sparrow. A little cock sparrow sat on a green tree, and he chirped, so merry was he. A naughty boy came with his wee bow and arrow, determined to shoot this little cock sparrow. This little cock sparrow shall make me a stew, and his giblet shall make me a little pie too. Oh no, says the sparrow, I won't make a stew. So he flapped his wings, and away he flew. Old woman, there was an old woman tossed in a basket, 17 times as high as the moon. But where she was going, no mortal could tell, for under her arm she carried a broom. Old woman, and I, whither, whither so high, to sweep the cobwebs from the sky, and I'll be with you by and by. Our next nursery rhyme is titled The 1st of May. The fair maid who, the 1st of May, goes to the fields at break of day and washes in dew from the haythorn tree will ever after handsome be. On the next page, we have another picture by Blanche Fisher Wright. It's titled The Old Woman Tossed in a Basket. And here are the pictures. And as we turn the page, I've decided, boys and girls, that we're going to stop right here. And we're going to put our bookmark where we turn the page. And that is where we will pick up next time with more of the original Mother Goose. All that reading has got me quite parched. Thirsty am I. I need to quench my thirst. And I have quenched my thirst with some water. Excuse me. My light shines bright when I'm drinking my water. Shine bright, my bright lights. Drink your water. And remember to eat some fruits, some vegetables, and drink your water too. Remember to brush your teeth. Brush them, brush them, brush them good for at least 3 minutes long. Until we meet again, so long. Farewell, my lightning bugs. So long, my fireflies. Shine bright, my lightning bugs. Shine bright, my fireflies. Shine bright, shine bright. And until we meet again with more of the original Mother Goose, I want my lightning bugs and fireflies to shine bright. Shine bright, shine bright, shine ever so bright.